Hi guys. Okay, so we're gonna do an upper limb tension testing for the upper extremity. We're gonna be targeting the median nerve. So Mark, here's my patient. I'm gonna have him lay down on the table. Thank you, Mark. Yep, and then you can lay completely flat. And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take his arm, I'm going to compress his shoulder, and then we're gonna get the shoulder into about 110 degrees of abduction. And then we want it in a little bit of external rotation. And then I'm going to take his hand and extend the fingers and supinate the forearm a little bit. And like I said, I'm compressing the shoulder up here with my right arm. And then extending the fingers, gonna start to extend the elbow. And I'm gonna be asking him all the way through, does this reproduce your symptoms?
Yes.
Of like numbness and tingling? Good. Okay, so tilt your head the other direction contralaterally, and that should reproduce his symptoms. Okay, and then if you tilt your head towards me ipsilaterally, that should relieve the symptoms.
Yeah.
And that's how you do the upper limb tension testing. Thanks, Mark. Okay, we've got our patient Mark back here on the table, and this time we're gonna do the testing for the radial nerve. So we're gonna start off the same way. We're gonna depress the shoulder. I'm gonna take his shoulder into about 20 degrees of abduction. So that's in about this position. And then what we're gonna do, flex the wrist, flex the fingers, and then pronate his forearm. And then as I start to extend his arm out, his elbow, that might start to reproduce the symptoms. And then tilt your head the opposite way. Good, and that should reproduce the symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bring your head back and then tilt it the other way, good.
It's easier there.
And that should relieve the symptoms. All right, and then that's the radial nerve testing. Okay, now we're gonna be testing for the ulnar nerve. So once again, gonna start off by depressing the shoulder. This time we're gonna bring the shoulder to about 110 degrees of abduction. We're going to pronate the forearm, and then we're going to start to extend the wrist, and we're gonna start to flex the elbow towards his head here, extending the fingers. And then Mark, is this starting to reproduce some of your symptoms?
Yeah, tingles
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and tilt your head the opposite way, good.
Woo!
Okay, and that should reproduce the symptoms, and then if you tilt your head back towards me, that should start to relieve the symptoms. How does that feel, Mark?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, good. You can go ahead and relax. Okay, so that would be the positive for the ulnar testing. If any three of these tests end up being negative and this patient is still experiencing the symptoms of numbness, tingling, all those nerve-related symptoms, we're gonna have to look into something more systemic.